Hi, so this is part 2 of the video for the VeLamalshinim, Bracha number 12 in the Shemona Esrei. In the first video, we spoke about simply the history of it, who wrote it, when was it written, why do we even have a right to request such a thing, to remove the heretics, these Jews that caused incitement from the non-Jews, their part, to hate us. So now we are moving on, and just to move a little bit deeper into the subject, why is this blessing so special? Why did the Chachamim find a need to add this bracha? So our rabbis tell us that the Shemona Esrei brachot, the 18 brachot, correspond to the 18 vertebrae in the human body. Basically, we have our spine has 18 vertebrae from the top of the neck all the way to the bottom. Now, the 19th blessing, this one, VeLamalshinim, corresponds to the small joint with which the spinal column ends. So now this is at the bottom of the spinal column towards the lower back. Now, this vertebrae is where a tail in an animal could form. This is where the tails form in animals. So what makes humans different than animals is actually this bracha, our recognition of Hashem. This bracha basically is telling us we recognize Hashem. We want nothing to do with the heretics. We want to get rid of them. All these Jews that want, these self-hating Jews that want to destroy us, we want nothing to do with them. And therefore, this is what makes us different than animals, because animals don't have that recognition of Hashem. Animals don't care to get rid of another of their own, and therefore this is why this bracha is important. Interesting, in terms of the location of this bracha comes after the blessing of Shoftim, Hashiva Shoftenu Kevarishona, which is what we will learn last. Why is this so? Why does it come after the bracha of Shoftim? Because the whole effect of the judges all depends on the elimination of those who defy them. So in order for a judge to be successful, there needs to be the people that defy those judges, such as the Minim, the Malshinim, the Zedim, that are all talked about in this bracha, right? They have to be eliminated. So we introduce the judges, we show their importance, we want them to come back, but being that we want them to come back, we need to know that these people are going to be eliminated. The Khatam Sofer actually says that this bracha was placed strategically here because it's a precursor to the next bracha, Bracha Tzadikim, as if to say that Birkat HaTzadikim, which is Ala Tzadikim Ala Chasidim, that bracha includes everybody except for these people, except for the heretics, the Minim and the Malshinim and the Apikorsim. All these individuals that spoke bad about the Jews, even though they're Jews themselves, these heretics, then it is very, you cannot have the bracha of tzaddikim without understanding that these people don't belong in that category. The bracha of tzaddikim represent everyone except for these. So, just want to end off with a few perushim in terms of this bracha. So it's interesting that according to many of the nuschaot of this tefillah, we don't mention minim at the start of the bracha. According to the Ashkenazi custom, the bracha begins just VeLamalshinim, with the slanderers. How come it doesn't mention the minim until only later? The answer is because if it wasn't for the Malshinim, the slanderers who inform the non-Jewish governments on what we're doing and how, quote unquote, how bad we are, we would be able to curse out the minim openly. So we need to start off by saying that the big problem here is the Malshinim, or the slanderers, that are causing us to be afraid to curse out the minim. And therefore, we begin with the Malshinim. Kerega Yoved, we asked them to be wiped out immediately. So we ask that at this moment all evil be destroyed at one shot in a moment, just like Bruria requested. If you remember in the first video, we said that Bruria, the wife of Rabbi Meir, told her husband not to ask to eliminate the people themselves, but to remove the rishut, to remove the wickedness from the people. That is the key, to focus on the evil and not on the evil person. Kerega yovedu, getting rid of them at one shot is not the people, but rather the evil. V'chol oivecha mehera yikaretu, and all of your enemies shall be cut down swiftly. Who are our enemies? Our enemies are people who hide their hatred within, so it remains intense. Person that bottles up his anger, he bottles up his hatred inside of him. It builds and it builds and builds, and then what ends up happening is he incites others to openly threaten us. That is what an oyev is. V'chol oivecha, all those people, all of our enemies, meherai karetu, we ask Hashem that He cuts them down immediately, very swiftly, very fast. V'hazedim mehera te'aker u'chaber b'mehera b'yameinu. We ask that the zedim should be uprooted. Who are the zedim? These are the self-hating Jews. These are the Jews that will find every reason to go against the Torah, to go against the mitzvot, to find things wrong with our religion. Those people, we asked Hashem, ta'akor otam, te'aker u'chaber, to uproot them. Why use this word uproot? Because something that's uprooted can never grow again. So we ask Hashem, let's get rid of them, not just eliminate them, but uproot them so they don't even have a chance to grow and cause us any harm and cause us any spiritual danger. And I want to end off with a quote from Rabbi David of Tolna, who said, "Trust me, my fellow Jews, that half of the world has fallen prey to heresy." That's a huge statement if you think about it. Half of the world has fallen prey to heresy. Half the people are considered heretics, but that's not exactly what you think. It's not half of the world population, but rather, what does he say? People might think that I mean the other half of the world, but really, I mean half of each and every individual. So this is a big lesson for all of us, which means that each one of us, inside of us, has a little bit of minut, unfortunately. We have a little bit of heresy inside of us. We do things just dafka to go against. We don't think what we do many times. And it's a big musar lesson for us as we live our lives, that we have to remove this minut, these minim that's inside of us, the malshinim, the minim, the zedim. Each one of us possess a little bit, and it's our obligation to remove this. And that's really what we pray for. It's not just the people, the obvious. That's the obvious. We want Hashem to protect us from those individuals, those heretics and those slanderers and those self-hating Jews. We want protection from them. But sometimes we have it within us and we don't see. This is what Rabbi David of Tolna was saying, that we have this within us and we need to find a way to ask Hashem to remove these little stains of heresy that is found within us. And Bezrat Hashem, that's the concentration, that's the kavanah that we should have during this bracha, and we should all learn from it in this very special bracha, special enough that the Chachamim felt the need to include it into our Shemona Esrei.